Hello everyone, this is Vicki Verley. Thank you so much for joining me for your monthly Tarotscopes. These monthly mini readings offer a glimpse into what it's really like to have a personal consultation with me. A private reading is much more personal and in-depth. I psychically tune into your energy and get visions and impressions that are specific only to you. If you would like to order a personal reading from me, or check out some of the other products and services that I offer, you can do so by checking out the link below. And now, without further ado, on to the reading. Capricorn. Hi Capricorn. Thanks for joining me for your free reading. Let me put my book there. Move a couple of things around here. Coming back after a little break, so nice and fresh for you guys. This is your free reading for February of 2015 for Capricorn. Let me get some shuffling going here, and we're going to see what's in store for Capricorn in February of 2015. Okay, I don't want to speak too much about the interpretation until we've gotten everything laid out here. I don't know if you can hear the dog munching on the kibble. But if you hear a weird noise in the background, that's what's going on. Okay. Let's get some more cards here. We need a couple, two more. There we go. Alright. Well, it's pretty a lot of crazy energy here. Up and down, intensity. There's some real good cards here too. And there's somebody here who's positive. I've got this Knight and King of Swords. Usually that when it's a Knight and the King in the same spread, and especially like in the same row like this is the same person normally. Either it's the same person or it's like father and son. Or it could be like, or again in these general readings, we don't always say that it's going to be the female, male or female. So it could be mother-daughter or mother-son. But it's an older person and a younger person. Very often, this is the same person over a span of time. And note that they're in the upright position. So, they're upright when you knew them before or when you met them, and they're going to be upright further down in the future for you. So this is somebody you could definitely rely on or go to. They may be an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, but note that for a lot of February, for the first 3 weeks of February, we will be in the sign of Aquarius. So this could just be saying, this is somebody that's showing up in the time of Aquarius. I just feel like they're there to help you. And this is somebody that you could definitely maybe reach out to you. There's, things are going on that are going to be improving your life. These top cards up here, I'll be honest, they're not the greatest. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Now, typically in these general readings, this might be you. Earth sign, though. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Knight being a younger person, or sometimes Knights in reverse can be somebody who is behaving in an immature and juvenile way, if it's another person out there. Big time, these were the first two out here. Fool in reverse and this one. So if this is you, or whether this is somebody else that you're involved in, because it does seem like we might have a little bit of a, falling out with a relationship, or did happen here. Fool in reverse is always about don't make the same mistake twice. I always say the fool is not foolish, but fool in reverse, it kind of is. It can be truly foolish. It's definitely about saying, I'm going to make a new beginning, I'm going to do this again, and you just do the same thing, or it turns out the same way. The leopard doesn't change their spots, in other words. I kind of feel like you're dealing with somebody else here. This is somebody else, not you. And it feels like you keep giving them a chance, and they keep disappointing you. Or it could even be like a pattern of not the same person, but it could be that Einstein thing of, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. It looks like we could be in for some confrontation, or this may have already happened. It may have happened in the time of Capricorn in January. We got Tower in reverse and a falling out in a relationship. So we had a big fight, and we're not talking now, or I'm not, I'm done with you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you, or something like that. Or, it could be a lot of things. It's a falling out it wasn't peaceful. Tower in reverse is less drastic than Tower upright, because that can just be, totally blew you away, or you know, it was shocking or something like that. In reverse, it's like, well, it's not that shocking, but it still hurts nonetheless. And it's still life-changing nonetheless. So this is not anything, you know, that can just be brushed off easily. It's usually that there's some, with the soulmate card, also in reverse, indicating this breaking off of. But note again, now your soulmates are not just your lovers. Soulmates are lots of different people. Got lots of soulmates in this world that are going to play a part in your play or your reality here. So we're having this falling out. We are soulmates. I do care. Because if you don't care, it's easy to walk away from people that you don't care. So what? The people that you care about, you know, or you care about the outcome, this is when these kind of cards show up. This isn't. This is when this intense stuff starts showing up. You have to care that much for it to affect you this deeply, right? So it's all around in this thing, but it feels like it's moving into the past. And we could even say, like, this is Capricorn Aquarius. This is January, February. And this is the reading for February. So February, things are kind of looking up, looking better. The big message is not to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. And if some of you have been like breaking up, getting back together in relationships, and you think that they're going to be different this time, I hate to tell you, but probably not. And I think I'm not the only one telling you this. Because this feels like this person's always been with you. Like your best friend, your brother. You know, they've been around your life for a long time. It's not. I don't feel like they were in your life and then here they are again, like there's a gap. I feel like this is talking about consistency. This is talking about somebody who's always been around here. And you have stories in your head of why I have to stay. Oh, well, I have to stay because we're financially tied, or I can't quit this job because, you know, even though my boss is a jerk, but how am I going to pay my bills? And I know those are real concerns, but this is saying that it's really, in this case, it may not be like that. You're gonna be lighter when you're past this. And an Ace of Pentacles is in the spread with the Three of Rods. So a new beginning in money is coming. Three of Rods, your ships are coming in. These are beginnings of it. It's not like it's here right now, but it's the beginning of this new page. You're turning a page, you know. The World's in reverse. Now, the World in reverse to me is not a bad card. World is one of the best cards in the entire deck. Now, World in reverse to me is not bad. It just means you don't even see it for the opportunity that it really could be right now. You know, the world awaits you. And a lot of this is, you know, self-defeating. You're upset. Nine of Swords is I'm upset and I'm trying to hide it. I don't really want anybody to know how much this affected me. Now I got to put on a brave face and, you know, like I don't have feelings. You have feelings. You gotta feel your feelings, and having a hard time of moving past it and moving forward. You know, don't keep playing it over in your head too. That's another thing. And we all do that. I do that. Come on, everybody does it. So it's not like I'm scolding you, or I'm not trying to, or pulling the figure or anything. I'm just saying, you know, these are some things we could try to do to improve our situation or improve our mood and get down to this new thing. And there's somebody around who's telling you this. Maybe you don't want to hear it, but there's somebody here who's ready to offer support, and they've been by your side for many years. And again, here it's Knight and King, but I feel like that's just to tell us that this is long term. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a man, woman, whatever. It just means that this is somebody that they have your best interest in mind, okay? And sometimes you have to, you know, you can't see the forest for the trees a lot of times. We get too caught up in, you know, of what we want or what they did to me, and we get all caught up and twisted, and everybody does. We get all tangled and twisted and tied in knots and messed up. And we need to clear the air. Sometimes it's nice to get another person's perspective, especially, this feels just like a breath of fresh air. So I feel like as we're in the time of Aquarius, this is going to kind of come around. And you can't use money for an excuse on this, because there's other opportunities available. Like, you can't say I have to stay because of some kind of financial situation. You don't have to stay in this relationship. This relationship is draining you. And again, it doesn't have to be your lover. It might be your boss. It could be anybody. But it feels like it's just, and Tower is, it's coming to a head, it's coming to a head. Even in reverse, you know, it just means it's coming to a head and you saw it coming. It's no surprise. This can't, it's, whatever this was, it can't be sustained. It can't keep going on and on and on like this. So, as Capricorns do too, this could be telling you, pour yourself into your work. And through the work, you'll get the respect, and it's going to take your mind off what's ever going on here. And often, sometimes we get a new job. I tell this to people all the time when I'm doing readings. The new job is just whatever, an excuse to go a different way. Because if you get a new job, you always do new things. You take a different route to work, you go to different grocery stores, gas stations, your errands, you have lunches at different places. It puts your path on a whole nother way that allows for synchronicity to happen and new and interesting people to come into your life. So it's never only just about the job or the money. Or, getting out of this relationship isn't only about the job or the money. It's all intertwined. It all works together. And so it's just like, listen to your friends. You have friends around who are there trying to give you a push in the right direction. And don't be so down in the dumps that you miss out on something kind of big that could be coming in. Because this is Ace. I like this a lot. Ace, the Three of Rods, ships are coming in with the World. Albeit in reverse, but yet still very a powerful card. The World is a very powerful card. A major arcana. All right, let's take a look at these, your animal totem. This is going to be the last month I'll be using this Ted Andrews deck, by the way, because my deck is well on the way to at least having the artwork completed by the next month's reading. So at least use the imagery of my deck, if not the whole cards. I still have to write out the meanings for all of them, but I'm sure I'll have should have the art done by next month. So let's see for Capricorn February, animal totem card, squirrel. Okay. Now, I have my own meanings of squirrel, but this says squirrel preparing for the future. Okay, stay tuned. I'm going to tell you more about squirrel. I want to show you my deck, and I have another big announcement that's coming up. And thanks to everybody who's been commenting and writing me about having the animal totems confirmation. I love reading that stuff. I get such a kick out of it every time I read it, and please continue to do so. Okay, I'll be right back with squirrel. Don't go away. Squirrels are always busy saving up for the winter, squirreling something away for a rainy day. So it can be sort of like a time of buckling down, but I've always found that when squirrels show up, I get major abundance. I get big influxes of money when squirrels are showing up everywhere. So it could be either way, but it's definitely tied to abundance and feeling of having enough. Squirrels have also been known to be a symbol of someone who's a little scatterbrained or squirrely. So it may be a time to try to get with the ground, get grounded in Mother Earth as squirrels are, and turn your mind to logic and reason. Okay, before we go, I want to again just thank everybody for all your comments about how you've been getting confirmation on these animal totems. And I'm going to show you some of my, where I'm at with the progress. And I think it's kind of cool. I showed it on the last astrology video about how we go from a sketch to then I take it into Illustrator, and then we go to, which is make nice clean lines and a vector drawing, and then I finish it off in Photoshop and with the final card and add a lot of texture and depth and color. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep showing you guys some. And while I'm showing you the rest of some of these cards that I'm doing, I wanted to ask again, I know I mentioned it in the astrology video, but I know I don't, like some of you don't watch the astrology and not the cards and vice versa. But I'm really looking for an app developer who has some knowledge of some of these mystical things. I really want to do a tarot app, and I'd love to do an app for this new animal totem cards. But even more so, I want to do an astrology app so much because there just isn't an astrology app out there that can do the things that I want to do. I've been mulling this around for a few years. I have detailed things of how I want it to look and operate and function. I just need somebody who knows code who can, go ahead and maybe help me with that part of it. So go ahead, if you guys know anybody, please email me and let me know about that. Back to the animal totems. Like a lot of you, again, I know you don't watch the astrology, but I've been having so much confirmation, a lot of it coming from you. So definitely keep commenting and tell me about that. But the other thing on that astrology video, the last one I did for the Aquarius new moon, about 3 minutes and 40-some seconds in, this hawk just crashed into the window while I was doing the reading. You don't see it crash into the window, but you hear it. It's clunk, and I'm like flipping out, and I turned the camera onto the window, and you could see it in the bushes and the trees there, but it flew off. And I want to note that this is not a, confirmation about the animal deck. Yes, but there's more to this. This window also is not like a big picture window outside of a deck. It's set back in a nook. There's a huge forsythia bush in the way. I mean, he was coming to me. It was pretty obvious. And if that window wouldn't have been there, it probably would have landed right on my shoulder, the where I was sitting. And it was a splat. I just see the splat of I hear clunk, and I hear the splat of this thing. I will. You can watch it. It's at like 3 minutes and 40 something. I don't know if I'll be able to put the thing on there, but I know what it was telling me because the hawk said a messenger. And it's like, speak, soar to new heights, be yourself, speak your truth. Because for a long time, I wrote a book. I wrote another book, and I want to thank everybody too who does do my astrology tarot in the modern world book, and likes it and everything. But I wrote a book of fiction, and the original idea actually came to me in the 90s, and I was mulling it around in my head. I finally started really writing it in 2011, and I published it in 2012, just for copyright purposes mainly. But I haven't come out about it really, and I've been putting it off, and then I said, well, when the Uranus conjuncts the South Node, I'll definitely come out about it. And that's when that video was the astrology video. And as I started the video, I was thinking to myself, I'm not going to talk about this book, and then crash this talking. So it's like, you better. It's like that hawk was telling me, you better talk about it. So I am going to talk about it some more. I mentioned it in the other video, but as I said, I know a lot of you don't watch both. So here it is. It's a work of fiction, and it's called Starseed, A Pleiadian Tale of Love, by V.M. Lariv, which is a pen name. Lariv is an anagram of Verily, so that's how I came up with that. I drew the cover art. It's Othvar. It's meant to be, it's a work of fiction, but it's also meant to be a teaching book, and it's stuff about, you're going to learn, it's about the story of Rory Lang and her awakening, basically. And there's a lot of things in it, like on the line of the Celestine Prophecy, how it's a fiction story, but there's spiritual insights as well. So that's kind of the approach I was trying to take. Although other than that, the story's nothing like like that. It's a Pleiadian tale of love. It's meant to be like a paranormal romance. Like as I said, I published it mainly just to copyright it because I was sending it out to some people. It's a good read. It's a short story. It's got some humor. I try to have some humor in it. Rory's a bartender. It's loosely based on some of my experiences, but it's still, I would say 90% fiction. Okay, and then there's different people in there. Some of like Helga is a composite character of all the great bar broads that I've known in my life. These older women who are just, so the crazy things they've said and done and their strength, and I've just, they definitely came up in the time when it was a man's world, but they made their own way. It's meant to be humorous. But it needs a little going over. I imagine it would need an editor, work with an editor, or possibly my arm's getting tired, or a screenwriter, really, maybe even to help me like convert it into a script might be a nice way to go. But the universe is telling me to put out there. The hawk crashing in the window was like, don't you dare chicken out. You put that out there. So I'm doing it. I'm putting it out here. Because really, I'm so into working on this animal deck right now. That's what I'm so focused on. But, I got to walk the talk. I'm listening to Spirit, and it's telling me to put it out. It's not for everybody. It might be too far out there for a lot of people, but it might not be for others. And, like, a lot of the stuff I had confirmation, like, watching videos of, like, Dolores Cannon. I didn't know about Dolores Cannon during the time that I was writing this, and when I watched a lot of her stuff and her information, definitely confirmed a lot of what I was getting and tried to incorporate in this book, so that was nice confirmation. I'm so sorry to hear of her passing, too, because I really thought she was such a cool lady. I wanted to meet her. I wanted to go to her thing in Arkansas, but too late now. But anyways, her work lives on. Okay, so this is it. This is Starseed. And again, thank you for everybody who's been buying and Tarot in the Modern World. And again, if you're watching this video to learn tarot, this is the book. This kind of tells it all. Thanks for commenting and leaving stuff on YouTube and on Amazon, commenting and rating the book. I'm so grateful. Grateful for everybody who has, commenting and donating and ordering readings and sharing and liking my videos. Remember that you are love and beauty incarnate, and I'll speak to you soon.